Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Movie Theater Lobby. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Leah.
And this week, we have another What You Did Say style episode for you. And this time, Leah, open us up with a little something about the movie we're talking about.
It's a movie about twin brothers who discover a toy monkey. There's outrageous violence, shocking gore, and unspeakable tragedies.
Oh, Lord.
For Osgold Perkins, it's pretty fucking funny.
Indeed it is. Leah, this movie was genuinely funny.
Yes.
And horrifying.
Wait, what movie is it?
The monkey, of course. It didn't even need to be said.
You don't think so?
I think it just, as soon as we opened the doors, it smelled like monkey in here.
Chimpanzee.
Oh, indeed. Well, regardless of the type of primate, it is a killer toy primate. But don't call it a toy.
No, don't call it a toy. It hates that.
Do not call it a toy. So, Leah, let's start working our way through this film, talking about it a little bit. There's quite a bit to chitter-chatter about on this one.
Mm-hmm. That opening thing I said was actually something I had read that was on some kind of promotional poster or something when the movie came out.
Yeah, I really like that statement.
Yeah, because it's true. He has a different way of looking at horror.
Yeah, Osgood Perkins, he's
dark comedy.
Super dark. Yeah, definitely often throwing little bits of comedy in there. However, Blackcoat's Daughter, it's one of the early films he directed, and that one was really quite serious.
Oh, okay.
Longlegs, though.
That was a weird one.
I
didn't like it. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't like it.
Yeah, hot take, folks. We didn't particularly care for Longlegs.
I did not, no.
We won't even go into that because that's not this episode.
That's not this episode.
But Longlegs did have some semi-unsettling, almost funny in its unsettling moments.
Yeah.
He has a relationship between comedy and horror.
I feel like this was him finally working his way into his genre.
This definitely seems to be his sweet spot.
Yeah. It's actually a movie that was created by the short story by Stephen King.
Right.
Which I believe is also called The Monkey.
It's called The Monkey,
yeah. And director Frank Darabont, he actually held the rights to that story, and they actually began to work on this film during The Mist in 2007.
Oh, I love that movie.
I know you do. That's why I had to bring it up.
Yes.
But it never went anywhere. And so then later on, Osgood Perkins ended up being able to direct it and kind of rewrite his script. And yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. The short story, The Monkey, it originally premiered in the November 1980 issue of the magazine Gallery.
1980?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
And then that was collected with like 20-something, 21, 22 other Stephen King short stories, novellas, and whatnot into a Stephen King collected edition called Skeleton Crew. That's where you will find the written version, the Stephen King version of this story.
There are some differences I was reading too. I didn't write the differences down, but I think one of the examples was Hal has two sons instead of one son. Yeah. I mean, there's like little nuances
little
they changed throughout the film. Yeah. And this is a very Final Destination-esque film, I've determined.
It is. Yeah.
I have, especially Bloodlines, for whatever reason, that one specifically reminds me very much of this type of film.
This one deals with two themes that you find in Final Destination in general, but definitely in Bloodlines.
Yes.
One is sort of ridiculous, almost Rube Goldbergian.
Yeah, like way out there. Like, there's no way that would ever happen to anyone, but it does.
But it does. And then second, the idea of generational curse.
Yeah,
right?
Or fate.
Yeah, or fate, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the movie starts actually in 1999.
Right.
So it's a pilot comes into a store, and the pilot's name is Petey Shelbourne, played by Adam Scott.
Yeah, I love when I saw
the cameo
Adam Scott
great.
I love Adam Scott.
I
so
do
much.
too. Yeah. So he enters this pawn shop and he's covered in blood.
So much blood.
Covered. And he brings the shop owner this toy monkey with the drum. The shop owner points to the sign. He's like, "We don't do returns, on toys." And he tries to explain to the shop owner that it's cursed and that when it bangs its drum, everybody will be, quote, fucked to hell. And then at that point, the monkey plays a tune.
Yeah.
And we get our first taste of what this thing is capable of.
Really shockingly, our thrift store owner gets harpooned.
Yeah, so little rat chews on a rope, which drops something, which hits the harpoon, and the harpoon goes into him, and then the harpoon comes out of him and eviscerates him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I
Terrible.
mean, what an opening.
Real bad fate. This also is the beginning of everybody in this film being really lackadaisical about people covered in blood.
Yeah. Like, it's like a common occurrence.
Yeah, the shop owner even mentions to Captain Pete, he says something to the effect of, you realize you're covered in blood.
Yeah.
And Pete
like,
says,
it's not my
it's
blood.
not mine. So it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Let's continue our business then.
So then Pete grabs a flamethrower and melts the monkey. And this is the first time where you get a sense that there's something extra super supernatural about this monkey.
Yeah.
Because later it shows up again.
Burn it, destroy it, chop it up.
Doesn't matter.
Bury it. It's coming back.
It's coming back. So Petey abandons his wife and his twins, Hal and Bill.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yes.
Can we just say one thing
Of
real
course,
quick?
yeah.
Can we please get a prequel to this movie? I want to see.
I think it would be great.
I so bad want to see all the terror that Captain
Petey went
was
through?
talking about.
Yes.
That he experienced.
Because some of that was crazy too. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. It was such a great opening with a great little teaser of a story that already happened.
Yeah.
And I want to see it.
Yeah. And Adam Scott's just so funny.
Yeah. And
the
I
way
would love to see him in
he's
a full
got such a dry, like, sense of like delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so good.
So good. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Back to Hal and Bill.
So then we don't see Petey again because Petey abandons his wife and twins.
Yeah.
So his twins are Hal and Bill, which will become the main characters in the rest of the film.
It's told to the boys a little bit later on that their dad left to buy cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah. Story for all time.
Yeah. The story as old as time itself.
As time itself, yes.
Okay. So Hal and Bill.
They get abandoned by their dad, and then later a young Hal, he discovers the monkey in a closet at his childhood home.
Yeah, full of Dad's old stuff.
Full of Dad's old stuff. Yeah, old stuff. And the box says lifelike on the outside, which is kind of interesting, I think. Hal ends up turning the key on this monkey, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens. It's broken.
It's broken, yeah. Oh well, it's broken. Yeah. So he puts it in the car with him, and they go to a hibachi dinner with his babysitter and his brother.
The babysitter, who is named Annie Wilkes. Does that ring any bell to you?
Should it?
It should, but not if you haven't recently seen or read Misery.
Okay.
So
not recently.
Let me just break into that real quick, and then we'll move on to the hibachi grill.
Mm-hmm.
So Annie Wilkes is the character that Kathy Bates played in Misery. Misery, also written by Stephen King.
Oh, so it was a little nod to Stephen King.
I certainly wouldn't expect they're the same character, but since both of these stories were written
couldn't be. Different universe, or maybe an alternate universe.
Alternate. Both stories written by Stephen King originally. Just a little nod, wink, nod.
That's kind of neat.
All right, sorry. To the hibachi grill.
To the hibachi grill. She's flirting with the hibachi chef, and he's slicing things and dicing things. And he swings with his knife to cut something.
A real flourish.
Yeah, to cut something in midair and decapitates her.
Oh, man.
Can we just say another ridiculous moment? Like, how sharp does that knife have to be?
Oh, with that
to cut her head in place, and then it just slides off her neck.
And she even turns to look at the boy just a little bit while her head's falling off. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be one hell of a knife.
One hell of a sharp knife. Or just ridiculous.
Yes.
The next time we see the boys, Bill convinces the girls and some of the other kids at school to tease Hal. He gets so mad that he goes home and he's yelling at the monkey, you need to kill my brother. And he turns the key to try to convince the monkey to kill his brother. And what happens? This is probably the quintessential turning point in the movie.
Yeah, so this is elucidating on a theme that we'll talk about a little bit later. But the boy's mother has an aneurysm.
Yes, a boomerang aneurysm, to be specific.
So you can't tell the monkey what to do.
No, you cannot tell the monkey what to do. Or be damned.
Or be damned, yes. This isn't the first time that Bill has picked on Hal either.
No, they don't get along.
It's sort of a history of Bill picking on Hal.
Yeah, and Bill's older than Hal, even though they're twins.
Even though they're twins.
Lets him know all the time. Bill's cool, Hal's nerdy, he's got glasses. It's the quintessential Cain and Abel type of a story.
And there's a point just briefly before this where you see Hal finds his mom, her name is Lois, he finds her old bowling ball, and one night holds it up over his head, about to smash it down on Bill's head while Bill's sleeping.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't.
Thinks better of it. Good for you, kid.
But remember that.
Yeah, because it's important later. All right, so mom dies. Freak accident, blood coming out her face.
Yeah.
Drops dead right in front of Bill. Very traumatic.
These boys have to be just absolutely traumatized.
Well, and this is probably why Bill becomes so messed up, because this has got to be super traumatizing. Of course, they have the funeral, and he's not even convinced his mom is dead. He thinks it's a joke because he just can't put his brain around the fact that his mom is dead. Yeah.
With this. There's a point when the boys are talking after the funeral, and this is a few days later, and Hal even says to Bill, "Are you going to take off your suit?" Because they're both dressed up in, fine suits for their mother's funeral. And Bill says no.
Yeah, he's still wearing it 2 days later.
Come up later on.
So then this is when Hal decides he's going to chop the monkey up into little pieces. And much to his surprise, it's bleeding.
Yeah, there's actual gore.
Coming out of the monkey.
Yeah.
Chops it into a little bunch of pieces, throws them in trash cans, disposes of the body. Done. I never want to see that monkey again. He's putting 2 and 2 together and realizing this monkey is causing people to die around him.
Yep.
And he doesn't want anything to do with it. And it's random. He's realizing he can't tell the monkey what to do. He can't control it. So he gets rid of the monkey, and they go to live with their Uncle Chip and Aunt Ida.
Uncle Chip, by the way, played by Osgood Perkins.
He is, yeah. And then who shows up at Uncle Chip and Aunt Ida's? It's the monkey.
Yeah.
Bill, at that time, is still not convinced that the monkey has anything to do with this.
Right.
He decides to wind it up again because, you know what? It's not the monkey, okay?
No, it can't be.
Stop thinking it's the monkey. It's ridiculous. Winds it up and ends up killing Uncle Chip.
Yeah.
In a freak accident.
Totally freak.
Where he's sleeping in his sleeping bag and a horde,
yeah.
A herd of, I was going to say elephants, horses trample him. Yes.
36 wild horses.
Wild horses stumble upon him sleeping and trample him to death. To a pulp.
The coroners said that when they opened the sleeping bag, it looked like somebody had drop kicked a cherry pie.
That is image.
I'm sorry, 67 wild horses.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a lot of wild horses.
36 or 67.
I don't think you're still going to look like pulp. Yeah.
It's still going to look bad.
All right, so let's fast forward then.
Okay.
25 years later.
All grown up.
Hal lives alone. He's estranged from his brother. He has a son that he doesn't see anymore. Son lives with his ex-wife and her husband, Ted Hammerman.
Yeah. So that's another familiar face.
Yes, Elijah Wood. Yeah. Oh my God. He plays a weirdo so well.
Osgood Perkins has a way of writing really socially awkward characters.
He does. And they work, too. You're like, I know someone like that.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's so great.
Yeah.
I love the way he writes his characters.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You're thinking he's so weird. I'm like, gosh, I know at least 2 or 3 people like that. Yeah. He finds out that his ex-wife and Ted Hammerman are filing to adopt his son, Petey, who's named after his dad.
Yep.
And they don't want him to see Petey anymore.
Yeah, like they want full coverage and they want Hal
remove him.
Yeah, they want Hal
life.
to turn over his rights, his parental rights.
Of course, he's not real happy about that, but this is his week to see him, so he picks him up and he takes him for his week. Pan away.
Okay.
We're at Aunt Ida's house. Aunt Ida's still alive.
Still, yeah.
She's still alive.
Around.
She's living alone. You see her walking down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
She crashes through the stairs.
Oh, God.
And she gets fishing lures
all
over her face because, of course, she falls into her husband's tackle box.
Yeah.
That's under the stairs, apparently.
So, Leah, can I just say, I used to do quite a bit of fishing when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a fisherman now. I don't particularly care for fishing.
I still like fishing.
However, as a child, that was always one of my fears, was just getting a million little fishing hooks stuck in me.
I've seen it happen. Ooh. Not a million, but I've seen it like where you've casted and like someone gets hooked.
Oh.
Just one is nasty.
Yeah,
she had like 7 or 8 of them on her face. She decides to clean up her face using some rubbing alcohol, and then she hears something in the kitchen. So she goes into the kitchen to find out what it is after she's, cleaned up her face.
Right.
She leans into the stove because she's trying to hear what the sound is coming from the stove. Yeah. And then...
yeah. Ignite!
Her whole head is on fire.
Now Ida is the Human Torch.
So she runs out of the house... And then she impales herself on the pointy end of a for sale sign in the yard.
Yeah, just running roughshod, which of course you probably would if your face was on fire.
Yeah, she's on fire. Yeah, she
face plants right into that sign.
Met an unfortunate end.
So gross.
Then we find out that the monkey was at her house the whole time.
Yeah.
And it gets sold to a gentleman named Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky finds it at an estate sale.
At an estate sale. Ricky's another character that's awkward. And I know guys that look like that.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Very emo, and...
He looks like he would have been at home with the Ramones.
Yeah, yeah, he did. We go back to Hal and Petey. Hal's taking Petey to a hotel because they're going to go to a horror-themed amusement park later on. So he's taking him somewhere fun because this could be the last time he sees him.
They want to do something fun together.
Bill ends up calling him to tell him that the monkey's back.
Yeah.
Hal goes outside, and he's talking to Bill on the phone about the monkey, and he sees this woman getting ready to get in the pool. Suddenly, this air conditioning unit falls from a window into the pool.
Oh, God.
As she's diving in the pool. And she literally explodes.
Yeah. Once again, blood covers
everywhere.
Poor Hal.
I mean, like, let's be honest. You'd die if you jumped into an electrified pool. Would you explode into a billion pieces?
You'd be dead, but you wouldn't explode.
I mean, she literally vaporized.
Yeah, she was chunked.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hal's covered in blood again. Another ridiculous death. So this prompts Hal to grab Petey and tell Petey, we have to get the hell out of here. And of course, Petey's like, the hell's wrong with you? You're sick.
Right.
No, we have to get out of here. We got to run. So he takes Petey and they decide to go to Ida's house. I don't really remember why they were going to Ida's house.
The monkey.
The monkey. Was it still at Ida's house? Oh, they thought it was still at Ida's house.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay. Once they get to Ida's house, they meet Barbara. The real estate agent. Who's super obnoxious and just like, oh my God, look at this house. Don't look in this room. Come on this way. Like she was just really
laying it on thick.
Real estate agent-y.
Not that we have anything against real estate agents.
No, I have a few really close friends that are real estate agents.
Some are really awesome.
Yeah. So she's showing him around the house and you get a sense that Petey's the one who's going to end up getting the short end of the stick here.
Yeah.
I think you hear the drumming or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And she goes to open the door, presumably because the monkey's in there, and it turns out to be a shotgun.
Hal was having her walk through the house and kind of open all the rooms, hoping that the toy monkey was still there. And the last thing left was this last closet. And even the real estate agent, Barbara, she says, well, okay, this is the last one. This has to be it.
Yeah.
So they open it, and just as she's opening it, Hal just sort of like, hey, no, wait. And she opens it, and you see a shotgun just fall from upright.
Yeah.
And just
blasted her away. And he gets covered in blood again. And he just stands there like, all right.
Uh-huh.
That happened again. I mean, that was shocking.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, not so suddenly.
Not so suddenly.
But now you're getting used to it.
Now you're getting the sense that, okay, this is what this movie's about.
So
people dying, you're not going to imagine.
Another instance of where, okay, so the everyone in this film just doesn't care about being covered in blood.
No, it's like
but
not a big deal.
Death itself, everyone in this film seems to take it really casually.
Yeah.
Because when they're walking through the home, Barbara is commenting to Hal. So ever since Monday, people have been dying every day. Aunt Ida died on Monday. A man named Mitch McDonald died on Tuesday. He was chopped up by his lawnmower, which his blood covered his neighbor while his neighbor was watching. On Wednesday, a man named Bert Bergerson was killed by his cappuccino machine malfunctioning and blasting hot steam all over his face. And on Thursday, Nancy Rizzoli ended up meeting her end on a golf course by a really, really comically ferocious cobra, which basically was eating through her neck.
Yeah.
Not just biting one.
As they do.
Yeah, just it lodged its head in her neck.
This is actually what I imagine people who are afraid of snakes are thinking about. That's what they think about.
Probably. And she even says, too, and I wish they would have elaborated more. Before she elaborated on these few deaths, she goes, oh, yeah, ever since Monday, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 people dying in a day. Just real casual, like
what happens?
This happens all the time.
All right, so then it's at this time we are it's finally revealed that Bill is the puppeteer, so to speak. He's the one who's been activating the monkey. He has the monkey. He's had it this whole time. He actually believe he paid Ricky for it.
Yep.
And I guess this whole time we also find out that in his attempt to try to kill Hal with it.
Yeah, he's been trying to get revenge on Hal because he holds Hal responsible for killing their mother.
Now that he knows that this monkey is actually legit, which is why all these innocent people have been doing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the count's at right now, but it's got to be incredibly high.
It's bigger than they mention in the film.
Yeah. So then Bill has Ricky. He ends up getting Ricky to kidnap Hal and Petey to try to get Petey to turn the key to kill his own father. So he feels like, well, if Petey does it, then Petey doesn't die. And that way, maybe he'll get his father to get killed instead.
Yeah, maybe some way the monkey will finally bring Bill's long-lost dreams come true.
Yeah, without killing Petey.
Right.
This is also the time where we see Hal's coworker, Dwayne, choke on his vape pen.
Oh, right, yeah.
I liked that one.
I forgot about that one. Yeah. But yeah, that one was also, it was really unexpected because at this point you figured
that guy's in the clear.
You see Dwayne in the beginning. And then you don't see him again until just around then. Yeah. And he was such another weird friggin' character, man. Just the boss of this retail store. Just sitting in his office looking like a stoner. I mean, he was lackadaisical. He didn't care about much other than just being a dick.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, and can I just real quick, since we're mentioning Dwayne, who was a real ridiculous character.
Yeah.
Leah, about that priest. The priest who was presiding over Annie Wilkes' funeral.
Yeah. He was like a priest in waiting. He was working towards his priesthood.
Yeah. He was up there talking about how, we're here today because of Annie Wilkes, blah, blah, blah. Mentions her head coming off, talks about how she was killed on accident, but there are no accidents. So she was killed in an accident because it's only God's plan.
Yeah.
And he was real
lackadaisical about that too, yeah.
Just, oh man.
And going into details, you never get details like that at a funeral.
But he was played by an actor called Nico Del Rio, who has just a very few credits to his name. But boy, was he so good. I loved him in the 5 minutes he was on screen. I loved it. Such a great job.
All right, so Ricky abducts the two, Hal and Petey, and he brings them to Bill's house, or wherever he's...
like this weird warehouse.
This place that he's staying. He forces Petey to go inside to meet Bill, and he stays in the car with Hal at gunpoint. Yeah. And as Petey is going through, there's a series of booby traps he's got to step over and
booby trap stairs.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird shit going on in this warehouse.
Katanas hanging from the ceiling. Yeah.
You get the impression that this is ripe for something crazy to happen, right? As Ricky is talking with Hal and in the car, because I don't know what they're talking about, but he kind of goes to itch his head with the gun. You're like, oh no, he's going to shoot himself in the face. No. He's itching his head with this gun, and the gun misfires.
Yeah.
It shoots through the windshield of the car into a wasp or hornet nest. Yeah. And then the hornets get pissed and dive into the hole down his throat and choke him.
It was so targeted. That was like...
That's probably the most ridiculous death in the whole thing.
The wasps they all knew exactly where they were going.
Yes.
They held poor Ricky responsible for every wrong that ever happened in their entire history of wasps.
But I think that scene really starts to give you the idea that the deaths are more than just coincidental. Yeah. I mean, they're done on purpose. They're being controlled by something. It's more ridiculous.
There's
than
something
what you
going
think.
On here.
Yeah. I mean, you already know something's going on, but there's more control
involved.
There's
more of a force. Yeah. The people who are winding the monkey can't control any of this.
No.
But there's some force
that's
controlling
it for sure. So it's at this point that Hal jumps out the car because noise.
Yeah, no shit.
And he runs into the building to confront Bill, and Bill's super pissed off, and he's trying to force the monkey to do its bidding. He is trying to force the monkey's arms down to hit the drum, and it was almost like hitting the berserk button for the monkey.
Right.
So the monkey doesn't like to be forced to tell it what to do. It doesn't like to be forced who to target. And Bill finds out pretty quickly that it sort of pissed the monkey off.
Yeah.
And the monkey goes crazy and starts just driving really, really fast.
Yeah.
Just really fast.
Going to town.
Going to town.
Drum solo.
And suddenly it's just widespread destruction, chaos. Planes are coming down out of the sky. Things are blowing up.
Yeah.
Birds' heads are coming off.
So that's what happened in Dumb and Dumber.
So yeah, all hell breaks loose, which ends up killing most of the town and a huge portion of the population.
Yeah, it should also be noted that at that moment, too, Bill and Hal sort of have a reconciliation.
Hal tries to talk to Bill to apologize for what he did to his mother, and then Bill's coming back and saying, I shouldn't probably have gone off the deep end like I did. Oh, and did we mention? We didn't mention. Bill's still dressed in his...
Still wearing a suit.
Still wearing his suit.
Yes. It's
from the funeral.
Many sizes too small.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous.
His white button-up shirt underneath must be new.
Yeah.
Because that one actually goes down to his wrists.
Yeah.
But his overcoat
and
his pants
are
way too small. Super small.
Yeah. So he's still wearing that. So that's just gives you a little more insight onto the crazy
comes back to
that we're facing.
Hey, we remember that mention back way in the beginning.
They try to reconcile. Bill, like I said, reconciles with Hal, and he says maybe we could be a real family again. And it's at that moment. Remember the bowling ball at the beginning?
Lois.
The monkey's arm hits the drum again.
Yeah.
One last time, which triggers the last booby trap that shoots a bowling ball right toward Bill's head and decapitates him.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Bill.
A clean cut for a spherical object.
Yes. Right off.
Yeah. And
like his head wasn't attached to begin with.
Right. It was just there just hanging out for a bit. And the face plastered against the wall after being squashed by that bowling ball. Loved it.
Yeah.
It was so twisted. You could see both eyes just sort of hanging off.
Looked really good.
It
gross,
was so good.
Gruesome and gross.
So great.
All right. So then after that, Bill's crushing it.
Yeah.
Hal and Petey decide to drive through town and leave.
And they take the monkey with them.
They take the monkey with them because rather than with them than in the wrong hands, right? And as they stop at a red light, a pale man riding a white horse, implied to be the embodiment of death, goes past Hal's car. And it's shortly after that, then he invites Petey to go dancing, and that was Lois. Yep. That was her coping thing.
That was the way she dealt with grief. Or
misfortune. She would try to make things light and
have
dance.
A shitty day, let's go dancing.
And it's also at this point where, as they drive off, a bus full of cheerleaders passing by, and a truck that drives next to them decapitates all of them.
The whole bunch of them.
The whole bunch of them.
They're all cheering out the window.
Yes.
Which is a really odd sight, given everything else around them.
Yeah.
And that semi-truck just blows through the intersection, takes all their heads off.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Good ending.
Great.
So let's go back to that Pale Rider.
Okay.
Because I actually like some of the ideas behind the Pale Rider.
So, first of all, boy, did I love that portrayal.
That
was a really great image. Just the way they did the smoke just constantly rolling off of him and the pale horse. Such a great, great image.
Because this point, really nothing's been supernatural except the monkey.
Yeah,
Everything is happening. It's just happening unusually.
Right.
He is not of this world.
The pale rider on the pale horse certainly is supernatural. This is poignant because 2 times earlier in the film, said once by Bill and once by Hal. In fact, Hal said it first when he was talking to Dwayne in the office, when he was asking for some time off, or he was asking to leave early to pick up Petey. And he said that, I don't remember the exact conversation, but he said, it's not like, I've beheld a pale horse and on it was a pale rider and the rider's name was, Death.
Yeah.
Later on, you hear Bill, he's doing like a flashback monologue. Mm-hmm. And so he was looking for the monkey. That's what he was. It was his flashback where he was trying to track down the location of the monkey.
Yeah.
His monologue part says, so I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. So twice in the movie.
They even mention it.
Mm-hmm.
I like how throughout the whole movie, death just happens to people in this movie. There's nothing you can control about it. You're going to die one day or another. It may as well be today. It could be tomorrow. Death comes for us all.
Yeah. You're not tricking it through a loophole like Final Destination.
No.
It's just coming for you.
It's just coming for you, and it's not picky who it's going to come for. And the monkey almost kind of symbolizes that bridge between who gets to go and who gets to stay. The themes throughout the whole movie where people are dying, and it's so ridiculous to the point where at the end you're like, this is insane. Like, clearly there's something biblical going on here. And then the pale horse, and you're like, perfect.
Yeah, super great ending.
The ending is perfect. You're like, I mean, what could be more ridiculous?
Yeah. It was so good because that ending, when they were driving through town, as they were driving, they saw a man who was impaled by a surfboard, which was also impaled through a tree. So he was pinned to a tree via a surfboard.
Yeah.
Then they kept driving, and they saw a woman running through the street
with her baby
carriage on fire.
Yeah.
And then at that intersection where they stopped and saw the pale horse, before the pale horse showed up, there was a house on the right-hand side that had a boat in its roof. Off in the distance further down on the left-hand side, there was a burning tractor going through a field. And further in the distance from that was a plane crashed into a hill.
Yeah.
So you could see that there's just devastation.
Chaos and devastation everywhere. Yes. It was the perfect ending because it left you going, oh, that was weird. But then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, the whole fucking movie was weird.
Yeah.
And it got weirder and weirder and weirder. And then you're like, all right, you know what? Actually, that's a really good ending for this film. I couldn't have thought of a better one.
Yeah, no, it was super great. Petey was like, so your brother killed half of the town you grew up in just to try to kill you? And Hal's like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that happened.
And Petey says, well, what do we do now? And Hal says, well, we take the monkey, we accept that it's part of our legacy, and we protect it.
Yep.
And then they say, okay, well, let's go dancing. After death, after the pale rider walks by, they're like, let's go dancing. Petey says, well, dancing, why dancing? And Hal's like, it was your grandmother.
Loved to do it.
That was her thing.
Yeah.
So it was such a good cap everything off ending.
And I think the broader theme in this movie is that life is short and you never know when you'll go. And you shouldn't dwell on the things that you could have done or should have done, because that just robs you of the now.
You can't control when you're going to die.
No. And you certainly shouldn't be dwelling on it.
Right.
Because there's nothing you can do about
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
At some point.
It can, and it can be very random.
Yeah.
One day they're alive, the next day a car hits them, or they had a heart attack, or, I mean, it just comes for us all.
Yeah. No stopping it. I don't have a whole lot more to cover on this, and we're trying to keep these brief anyway, so why continue to linger? But I do want to mention Tatiana Maslany was Lois, the boy's mother. I love her so. She's so adorable.
She is, yeah.
And she did so. I wish she had more screen time, but I realize it was purposeful that she didn't.
But her character was still an integral part of this.
It was the whole reason that Bill did what he did.
Yeah, but nobody was responsible for her death.
Right. Yeah, no, it was...
Hal beat himself up for that. Bill hated him for it. And in the end, it turns out it's random.
Yeah, this is a film about the cyclical nature of grief. I mean, if you let grief take hold of you, you're just going to keep going back to grief, and grief is going to keep coming back. This film deals with accepting grief and accepting generational trauma. When Hal and Petey, they say in the car, we're going to accept our part with this monkey. That's sort of them kind of accepting the trauma that's happened in their lineage of past, their family history. It's them coming to terms with the fact that they have to deal with the grief that they have to now live with. It's accepting rather than avoidance, because avoidance often just propagates the return of grief, which, just like the monkey, you can't kill it and bury it. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Well, Leah, do you have anything else that you want to cover with this one?
Nope. I think we've talked about it. I gotta say, I really loved this film. If you like dark comedies, this is the one for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, for sure.
Really is. It's super good. I would say if you don't like gore, probably shouldn't watch this one.
Yeah, if you got a problem with blood.
Otherwise, yeah, great film. Better than I thought it was going to be. You tried to get me to watch this a few times, and I was like,
Yeah, right.
And then one day I was like, I don't know what to watch. Let's just watch The Monkey, like whatever. And I was like, oh my God. At the end of it, I was like, I really loved this movie.
So glad we sat down for it.
Yeah. Worth my time.
Yeah, definitely worth your time, our time. And being respectful of time. Let's get everyone the hell out of here, Leah.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode. You know where to find us on Blue Sky. If you're listening here, you know where to find us on podcast because you've already found us.
Yes.
Probably seen us on Blue Sky somewhere.
The movie lobby all over Blue Sky.
And other than that, thanks, Leah.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon.
We'll see y'all next week on
The Movie Theater Lobby.
Bye.
Bye.